Hello and welcome back to the channel. This time, this video is actually going to be a follow-up to the first video that I made about shadowboxing for beginners. Now, for a quick review, we actually trained and practiced in the first video on our stance and then our punches, right? We're doing 1-2s, as well as actually training in front of a mirror to actually look at the targets on the eyes, the upper chest, and the abdomen, while looking those targets and practicing or training our peripheral vision, the things that we see on the side of our eyes, even though we're actually directly looking at a specific target. Okay, and we practice that with punches, and then moving to our left, and then our right. Okay. Now in this video, we're actually going to tackle on one of the most intimidating things when it comes to doing shadow boxing and eventually doing sparring, because that's what you're actually going to do anyways, to practice fighting with your partner in a safe ruling or safe environment. This is what you would actually normally call flinching. So flinching normally would be when somebody tries to flick you, right? Or somebody tries to throw a ball at you and then you just do this. That's what you call a flinch response, as Mr. Blauer would say, if I correctly quoted him. So the flinch response is whenever you try to bring your hand up respectively, so in this case both of my arms, to cover my vital areas, specifically my face. So I try to cover my eyes, my nose, my mouth, and my ears, overly protecting my head, because that's actually where the most vulnerable part is, which is the brain. Because if you get knocked out, or if any part of your face has been hit, specifically the vital areas like the eyes or the ears or even the nose, then you would actually lose one of those senses and you wouldn't be able to use them properly, at least minimum for a few days, maximum for a few months, depending on recovery time. So that's the reason why you're doing this flinch response. It doesn't matter if a person tries to do a haymaker, you'll do this, you'll try to step back and then cover your face. Or if they try to throw a ball, you would sometimes duck and then try to cover your face. So that's a flinch response. That is good and all whenever you're in a flight or fight mode for self-defense. But the bad thing about that is it's automatic, meaning you actually do it by instinct. So if somebody just tries to flinch you, like so, they try to just flick their hand toward your face, you're going to either back away and close your eyes or cover your face like this, which is automatic. However, in a sparring or shadow boxing situation, you want to turn that off, like deliberately turn that automatic mode of flinching off. And one way for us to practice that is actually try to hit our face, or at least in this context, try to put something near our face so that we will actually have our eyes maintain our eyes open to look at the target or not lose sight of the target. Okay, so we're not doing this. So basically our normal reaction, like if I have a towel here like so, doesn't matter if you have a towel or a t-shirt or a pillow, if you have those, that's what you're going to use as a training tool today or in this video. You try to hit your face with the towel in my case. See, I automatically close my eyes to protect my eyes, right? But in the context of sparring or shadow boxing, you don't want that. Because if somebody tries to flick you with their jab or their punch, for example, and you close your eyes for even just that split second, that's enough time for them actually to, say, attack your body, so you're very, very open to your body, or actually knock you out on the side of your face with a hook or roundhouse kick. Basically, if you close your eyes, you don't see the target, and you can't react appropriately to whatever attack is coming at you. So you really don't want that. So, aside from what we did last video, one of the ways for us to actually train to have our eyes maintained open, like so, is to still directly look at the mirror, look straight into the eyes of our image, have your towel held by your strong hand. So if you're an orthodox, it'll be your right. If you're a southpaw, obviously it's going to be your left, okay? And then as you do your punch, your 1, and then do your 2, once you bring your 2 back, you lightly tap the top of your towel to the top of your head or your forehead, okay? If you, so go here to 45 degrees for you to see actually my face. If you still see or feel yourself closing your eyes whenever you feel or see that the towel is about to tap your head, you want to lightly tap the top of your head or forehead very, very slow so that your eyes are getting used to not closing or not flinching reactively to the towel. Okay? As you can see. Slight blinks are fine, like your normal blinking, right? But you're not deliberately going to close your eyes like this because you don't want your eyes to be hit. We don't want that. That's good for survival mode outside of training, but in training you want to have your eyes stay open so that you'll not lose focus of your target, okay? So as you would normally practice in front of a mirror, look straight into the eyes of your image, your own eyes, and then do your normal punch, right? In this case, my jab. Again, we're not going to focus on the lower body for now. We're just focusing on the upper torso or upper body. In this case, our head, all right? As you do your 2, and then bring back your towel, lightly tap the top of your head or forehead while trying to maintain your eyes open. Like so, okay? You don't want this. You don't want that. You want this. Okay? My eyes stayed open, and then as if I'm actually ignoring the towel tap on top of my head or forehead. Like so, okay? Now after you've done that a few times or until you're comfortable actually having your eyes open while hitting or tapping the top of your head or forehead, we're now actually going to go to the side of the head. This actually simulates you slipping the attack, the punches, most likely in this case of your assailant or your sparring partner, so that you're actually not going to flinch or close again your eyes whenever you see an attack close to your face, especially when they're almost grazing your cheeks in this case, okay? Sometimes attacks would be coming as hooks. So a roundhouse kick is a looping motion that looks like a hook, or literal hook punches, right? Or even haymakers, or even spinning hook kicks. As long as their offensive weapon is going on a loop or a half circle, that's the direction that they're going for towards your face on the side, right? So you want to practice again, maintaining your eyes open and looking directly straight to your target, training your peripheral vision, okay? You're practicing to have your eyes open and not reactively flinch or reactively close your eyes. It's not blinking. Blinking is normal, as you can see. It's not this, but it's this. You don't want this. Okay? So again, same thing. Do your punch. Look straight into the mirror. Look straight into your eye. your 2, and then instead of lightly tapping the top of your head, we're now going to lightly tap our cheek, our neck, or the top of our shoulder. Okay? Like so. If you feel that your head is reactively going to one side to prevent yourself from hitting the towel, that is actually a good sign. Okay? That's a very, very good sign. That's a very good training tool already that you're implementing, although you're actually one step ahead, but that's okay. So, do your punch, look straight into the mirror, to your eyes, do your 2, tap the neck, or tap the cheek, or tap the top of your shoulder, like so. The closer you tap near the side of your head for this kind of practice or training, the better, because it actually mimics the real-time scenario whenever your assailant or your training partner, in this case in sparring, would really, really graze your face. Okay, so you're not going to be like this. You're actually going to be like so, still looking straight to your target. Okay? Now, once you've done that, we practice it on one side for now so that you'll not be overloaded with information and you'll be able to actually get used to the very basics of basics. We're not actually going to transfer or pay attention to another training tool. So before, we're actually using a very light tool, a towel, a t-shirt, a pillow. Those are very soft. By using them, just in case you actually made a mistake or accidentally hit yourself too hard, at least it will not be as painful, right? Whereas if you're going to use a tool like a broomstick, in this case, or even a spoon ladle, if that'll be a bit lighter for your arms, this is going to be a lot more painful and a lot more unforgiving than the soft tools that we used a while ago, because you're literally trying to feel or so-called get your body used to having something tough hitting a part of your body. Okay? That way, you're now practicing yourself or training yourself not to flinch from the pain, for example. You're not like, ow, that hurt. You're not going to actively do that, but instead you're actually increasing your pain threshold, to say. So it's not just lightly tapping with a soft material now, but in this case, mimicking the light taps of a fist of your opponent or the forearm of your opponent, for example. Okay? So imagine that your opponent's knuckles, in this case, whether they're padded or not, are actually hitting or grazing the top of your head, or grazing or slightly hitting the side of your face or shoulder. Okay? So, same deal. We try to open our eyes or have our eyes stay open as we look at ourselves in front of the mirror, having our tool or our wooden ladle on our hand in place of the towel, a t-shirt, or a pillow. We do our punch. And as we do our 2, again, we lightly tap the top of our head. Okay? You don't want to actually bang your head on the broomstick or the wooden ladle. You don't want that. You actually don't want to hurt yourself, obviously. But you want to increase your pain threshold and at the same time train your eyes staying open. Like so. Okay? Same thing when you're practicing doing this on the side of your head. In this case, my right side, since I'm holding the broomstick on my right hand. On the side, it's okay for your head to slightly tilt to the side to evade the broom handle or the wooden ladle, that's fine too, because we're actually going to get into that portion next. Like so, okay? If you still feel that your eyes are automatically closing because you don't want your eyes to be hit with the broom handle or the wooden ladle, try to do it really slow. That way your eyes are getting used to objects passing through the side or to the top of your head. They need to get used to having their automatic response off, and for you to actually control that response by your own will, okay? Like so, okay? You don't want this. You want this. Now, regarding about tilting your head to either side, so left or right, that's what we would call slipping. So slipping is literally in the word, where you actually literally make your opponent slip their punches or their attacks slipping past your head, okay? So for you to slip, you want to bend your left knee in order to fully slip or evade your opponent's attack. Okay, you're getting off the center line. Like so, okay? Like that. So again, with a towel, a pillow, or a shirt, hold it on your strong hand, so right hand if you're an orthodox, left hand if you're a southpaw, and you do your normal punches, okay? Once you feel comfortable, you now try to lightly tap the top of your head, but in this case we don't want to, and now we actually try to slip, going or leaning to our left side, bending our left knee, and then tilting our head slightly to the left, so that the towel will just hit at the top of our shoulder. So before it's going to be like this, while still having our eyes open. Now because we have our eyes stayed open, we can now slip it. Like so, okay? So I go to the side here. So before it's like this, having our eyes stay open. Now that we actually see the attack coming, we now try to slip to our left side while still maintaining our eyes wide open. Like so. Okay? It's okay to blink because that's really the normal response or normal action that your eyes do, but you don't want to deliberately close your eyes. Okay? You don't want this. What you want is this. Basically, without the towel for a second, it's going to be like this. Okay? Look where my eyes are looking at. I'm still looking at the image, my eyes on the mirror. I'm not closing my eyes as I slip. Not that. What I'm doing is having my eyes stay open, still looking at my target. Same thing applies when you actually go to your right. So if you want to slip to your right, we now hold our towel to our lead hand. If you're not orthodox, it's a left, so it's at the front this time. When we slip to our right, it's the same thing. We just bend our right knee, and then we tilt our head slightly to the right. Okay? We don't want to tilt like this, nor tilt like that, because we're going to lose sight of our target and our eyes are just straight here. we want to just lightly tilt our head to the right as we do our punch. So, right? Like that. Before, we want to tap the top of our head with our eyes open. Now, because we see the incoming attack, we slip to our right in this case. Like so. So there you have it. Those are the basic ways for you to actually train yourself in not deliberately or not automatically flinch, I would say. Because I've been in a lot of classes and I've seen a lot of beginners, both on my level before, and I was actually also doing the same mistake at the time, and I've trained myself away from that already. Outgrew that, to be specific. And I still see a lot of beginners to this day, which is normal, whenever they actually try to do sparring, that they still flinch automatically, or they still close their eyes or cover their faces in response to any kind of attack. Okay, so anything that they learned about basic punching and moving around is out of the window because they just close their eyes and then cover their faces whenever they do sparring. So these are the starting methods for you to train on not actually closing your eyes deliberately whenever you see any kind of object coming at your face. Okay? You want to practice your eyes looking straight to your target. Doesn't matter if it's the eyes of in front of the mirror, the top of the chest, or the abdomen, so long as you have your eyes open and you don't want to close them deliberately or as an automatic response because you don't want to lose your target. If I say, for example, do a punch and I saw an incoming attack and I close my eyes and I slip, for example, to my left, guess what? This is the exact moment where I'm actually open. I can be swept and be kicked to my lead leg. I can be roundhouse kick to my side here on my right side, or I can actually be haymaker from this coming angle because my eyes are closed and I don't have enough time for me to appropriately duck or do any kind of counter move or any kind of defensive move outside of slipping because my eyes are closed. I want my eyes to stay open so that when I see an attack, I do any kind of defensive move appropriately. Okay? I can even counter if their attack is slow. Like so. Okay? Or move to the side whenever I see fit. Because I see the target. I know what the target is doing. I need to see what my target is going to do or setting up in order for me to appropriately respond to it. Whether I actually block, slip, duck, defend, move out of the way, like so. Okay? So hopefully this video has helped you even in the smallest way possible. Beginners, always train safe and God bless you.